What's up guys, it's me Eric B, and right here we have a 2022 BMW S1000 single R, and this is going to be a little bit different from any of the other BMWs that I've been on. So I've been on a lot of S1000 double Rs, and I'm finally having a chance to ride a single R, and this one looks really good. I like the way that they did the headlight on the front of this. And just the looks of it looks good for, you know, being a naked version of this bike. No really different in like how the tail section and the tank and stuff like that looks, other than, you know, your handlebars, the way that the side fairings and stuff look on here. Man, this is gonna be interesting. So what we'll do now is go ahead, get this out on the road as always, go ahead and talk about it a little bit, test her out, see some of the differences between the double R and the single R. And before we do that, as always guys, let's cut to the B-roll. Alright, before we get started, I made the mistake by leaving this on when I was doing my filming for the B-roll and stuff, and I killed the battery because I think it was already a little dead or whatever, but we're just going to get a jump start here real quick and then we'll be on our way. There we go. And we are good. Appreciate you. If you guys saw my last video with the Aprilia RS4 while I was in Korea, that whole issue. She's alive!
5 minutes later.
Yeah, never a good time. So, as you can see, we have a service light on here. I was told that it's for the tire pressure, and then there was something else that needed to be done, so this does have to go in for some servicing. But this light will go out here hopefully soon, so that's not too big of an issue. Also want to show you guys before we take off that this does have a key fob, so as you can see, it's pretty cool. Let me pop it open here. Well, back here. Yep, so you can get to your fuel tank and everything, and the tail section. But yeah, so push button start. That is one thing that I noticed that is different from this bike and the double R. Man, you know what? I do love the way that the S1000 sound for an inline four. They got a nice scream to them. Yeah, see right here? This is a warning that comes up for the tire pressure, so I don't really know what's going on with that, but we should be fine. Just for the review, it does have the correct tire pressure in it, so if you guys are wondering, I wouldn't even worry about that. Let's see if we can get rid of it though. It probably won't go away actually. That's not gonna be cool. That stays there the entire time. All right, starting off, let's talk about the quick shifter. So this bike, just like the double R, has a quick shifter up and an auto blip down, and it is nice and smooth, just like all BMWs. I always praise BMW on their quick shifters compared to a lot of the other bikes. Man, that's going to be annoying, that thing flashing at me the whole time. All right, and the good thing about the S1000 for a liter bike is that it is a very tame motorcycle, man. You can really you know, if you had to have one bike and it's like your all-around bike, you could ride that thing around town, you know what I'm saying, daily it, no problems. You know, it's comfortable, not as super comfortable as this just because of the seating position, but it's not so aggressive, you know. Like I said, you can just ride it around, not be too aggressive, but then when you want to open it up and really get everything out of it, that thing opens up like an animal, especially when they're tuned. I would think this bike would be no different, but it is a little down on horsepower. But the cool thing is you get the comfort of a naked bike. So the seating position, a little bit more upright. The handlebars aren't so far down and it's not such an aggressive seating position. So that's what's pretty cool. And so far, man, this thing feels really comfortable. The seat isn't super plush or anything. It's actually kind of hard, but it's not too bad. I could deal with it. All right, so the tank feels really wide, but it feels really good to grip. Can't really grip the tank per se. My legs are more on this plastic piece right here, so if you put tank grips on here, I don't know how really well that's gonna help, but yeah, that feels pretty good. Oh, nice little snap, crackle, and pop from the stock exhaust. Not too bad. Okay. All right, so comfort, not bad, man. Like I said, feels good for the position that it's in and everything. Not gonna go too far into that because you probably already know if you're gonna be on a naked bike, you're gonna be relatively comfortable. Now, I did pull the mirrors off the bike. If you guys were wondering like where the mirrors were, it only had one, so I went ahead and pulled the other one off just to make it more symmetrical and everything. And usually during my test rides with these bikes, sometimes these mirrors get loose, so I didn't want that happening again. All right, so from a looks aspect of this bike, looks just like an S1000, just naked, you know what I'm saying? Got the big huge dash and everything right here. Is this guy gonna not let me over? Got the big huge dash and everything right here, and the way that the tail section and everything and the tank and all that stuff looks, the wheels, everything is just like the R. You're just missing the front fairing there, and the side fairings are a little bit different. So I don't know, man. The nakeds are kind of growing on me. I do like the naked bikes. I've had my experience with my MT-10, but I just decided to go back to a sport bike. But naked bike wise, this is a very beautiful bike. Man, this thing rides really smooth. Like just the firmness of the suspension and just how it feels. I mean, it's not like super soft, but it's not super firm per se, but just the ride and everything, it feels really smooth. Man, we're low on gas, man. All kinds of issues. I think we'll have enough to get through the first ride here. And right now, man, this thing sounds super quiet. So I hope you guys are able to hear a little bit of the engine and stuff like that. It is really windy in my helmet, but this bike sounds really quiet right now. All right, so definitely loving the dash. I think BMW has one of the nicer you know, colored TFT displays, nice and big and everything, exactly like the R. You get all the information that you need and more, because BMW packs a lot of technology into these bikes. You got the fuel gauge, shift indicator, your speed and all that stuff. And you can also change a lot of these things. If I can ever make this warning go away, I don't know if I can, but yeah, you can definitely change the way that the display looks and everything. You do get the little wheel here on the handlebar, just like you would in like a BMW car. And this bike does come with cruise control. So does their sport bike variant. You get it on this as well. I will say it doesn't hit as strong as like the S1000R. Okay, so that bike has like 200 horsepower. This bike is rocking about 165 horsepower with about 82 or 85 pound-feet of torque, somewhere in there. So it is down on power, but that's okay. You still have a lot of torque and everything, and I think that power is plenty for most people, if you ask me. This has 999 cc's, and it comes in at about 430-ish pounds. It's not too bad. Man, I wish I could get rid of this. There we go. Okay, finally got rid of it. Oh man, that was a Ferrari behind me. Nice. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. This feels like the S1000 here when you lean it over. Okay. Oh yeah. The light end gets really, or the front end gets really light and squirrely. Oh yeah. Man, this thing will still get up and scoot, man. I like it. Like I said, the engine is really smooth, how the power comes on and everything. Like I said, BMW makes some really like smooth bikes. I think sometimes they're kind of over-engineered, but you definitely cannot go wrong if you decide to get this. Oh yeah, I mean, I was a fan of the S1000. When I was in Korea, I was gonna get one when I came back, but I ended up getting a Ducati instead. But yeah, man, if you were looking to get a naked and you're looking at BMWs, man, this is it. That sounds good, man. All right, so this does have electronic suspension, and if I'm not mistaken, it's only for the dampening, but if I'm wrong, definitely correct me down in the comments below. Overall, suspension feels really good. It does have a stabilizer in the front, like right up underneath the headlight, so that's pretty good. Does this? Yes, this does have heated grips, so standard on your S1000s. It's always nice on those chilly mornings or chilly evenings. I think I might have mentioned cruise control already. Now this does have this suspension button here, which I really don't know what it does, to tell you the truth, but there are a lot of features packed in this bike that you can go into, and like it would take probably another video just to go into everything, so just know that that's there. And this is rocking Brembo calipers up front. I know on the S1000R, they're just, you know, they say BMW on it, they don't say Brembos or anything like that, so I don't know what the big difference is between the two there. And you do have all the different power modes and stuff that you can switch through. Oh. All the way down the first gear with that auto blip. Nice. What do you guys think about key fobs and bikes and stuff like that? I actually think this is kind of cool. I don't know why the double R doesn't have a push button feature like that, but that's always nice, because then you don't have to fumble around taking the key out and putting it in. Sometimes you already have your gloves on and then you forget to take your keys out, so that's kind of cool. Ah, okay. So if you push the suspension button, you can change it from dynamic, and then I think the little helmet's probably like individual or something like that, but as you can see, there's road and then dynamic. I would think the dynamic is more like an auto tuning feature, so while you're riding it just adjusts to whatever road conditions you're on. Quick shifters on these bikes are so smooth. It's a lot better than the quick shifter in the auto blip on my RS660. That's not bad, but it's a little notchy compared to this one. All right, so let's see, what things do I not like about this bike? The only thing I don't like, obviously, is not having a windscreen or anything like that in the front, so when I tuck down, because you have a lot of wind when you're really getting on it. But like I said before in plenty of my other videos, that is to be expected when you're on a naked bike. Other than that, man, I don't know. I don't really have anything too bad to say about this bike. I really like it. All right, so let's hear from you. What do you guys think? What is your favorite naked? Do you like the S1000s? Do you like the Ducati, like the monsters, or the Triumphs, the KTMs, the Yamahas? A lot of good naked bikes out there, but just want to see what your guys' opinions are. I will say, when I had my MT-10, that was a monster. Really mean sounding bike, you know, that cross plane and everything. Really good looking bike too, but I don't know, man. If I had to compare that one to this one, it'd be close, because the MT-10 had about the same amount of horsepower, cruise control, all that stuff, but it didn't have the features that this has, because this has a much nicer display, you know, the heated grips, all that good stuff. So really, you know, rider's preference at that point. You know, are you a Yamaha fan, or do you like BMW? I don't know, I would probably go with this over the MT-10, but hey, like I said, it's all preference. But all right guys, if you're liking what you're seeing, definitely give me a like. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.